before we come on to the aftermath of your conflict with Don, I just want to ask about the fight itself. Yeah, I mean, was that your first time going as an away fighter? I mean, like I said, Wembley Stadium, we were all obviously cheering for our homeboy,
Yes.
Big Frank. He started off pretty well. Did you work him out sort of by a certain point, or did you sort
Well,
of just see him fade late as he often did?
well, everybody was saying that he couldn't take a good punch. So I didn't take him lightly. I took the fight seriously, but I thought that all I could do is if I hit him on that chin with that overhand right, that he'll go down.
Hmm.
But he proved it different. I was like, yo, I hit this guy on the chin a couple of times and he didn't even budge a little bit. So that's why it took so long. So I was just we had a game plan and I forgot about the game plan. All I wanted to do was hit him on his head because they said he couldn't take the best punch. So I started doing that, trying to hit him on it, and he was very aggressive. England was behind him, the UK was behind him, and a lot of people, 100%. That what gave him his motivation. He had his whole country. We were in another country. I knew that was holding him up. That what was holding him up. Then I finally hit him with that shot and ended the fight. But
Hmm.
all before that, I evaded our plan. Use the jab, relax, go to the body, and try to get in close and hit him with that overhand right. He kept his hands up sometimes too because they must have trained that because he did block a lot of those overhand rights I threw. But
Hmm.
we eventually got him. We eventually got him. Um, and I was always saying, I don't want to disrespect anybody. If Frank Bruno had my trainer and I had his, he would have beat me. I had a clever trainer. I have nothing against his trainer,
Hmm.
but Frank was basic, jab, 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 right hand. His defense was skeptical. My trainer had all that defense, everything, countering back. And that's what won the fight for me. He was determined. He wanted to win the title for his country, which everybody supported him. I couldn't believe the support he had in that stadium. But
Yeah.
they got mad at me. If he would have had my trainer and I would have had his, he would have beat me. He
Mm.
would have beat me. So they didn't like that. A lot of the people didn't like me saying that. But Frank was basic. He really didn't slip. He didn't really block, catch his jab. I was relaxed. I was comfortable. And so that's what I think. Well, he if he would have had a different trainer, it would have been a different outcome or a harder fight for me.
Well, as you mentioned, those top Philadelphian coaches, they are a different breed. So
Yeah.
after you tried breaking away from Don, you was in the wilderness for 2 years, I believe. And what was you just trying to resolve the whole legal situation with him before you could get back in?
Well, there was a couple of other promoters that I was dealing with. I was trying to get fights and everything. I was trying to stay in shape. I did lay off for a little bit because we were always going to the lawyers, um, and we knew that Don King had his lawyers. So I was trained. I was still training. So at one point, we, okay, so I was with Don King still, and what happened was he heard that I was seeing lawyers. 'Cause I'm sorry, we were seeing attorneys, and we were trying to get him. So I was training for I think it was the Bone Crusher fight. Yeah. So he flew me down to Florida. So I was in touch with attorneys, right? They were in New York. And how about this? 20 minutes from where my camp was in Florida, the lawyers was there. So Don King heard I was seeing lawyers and trying to build up something. So he thought he was breaking things up. He thought they was in New York and like in the Philly area. Don't you know when he sent me down to Florida to train, they were only like 15 minutes away. So when I was training for the fight Bone it was Bone Crusher. Yeah, it was Bone Crusher. I was going down there talking with the lawyers, setting stuff up, going back and training, going back talking to them. So while we was down in Florida, we were trying to get everything together so we could go ahead and sue him.
Mhm.
So at the last minute, I made that decision to take a dive because we were supposed to fight Tony Tubbs. That was the time we were supposed to fight Tony Tubbs. But then I just got tired of it and said, that's it. So after that fight with the Bone Crusher, Tony Tubbs hurt his shoulder, pulled out. I fought Bone Crusher. I was seeing a lot of lawyers after that. Then we had a settlement. We had a settlement and everything. But I wanted to go all the way. I wanted to go all the way, sue Don. If I lose, I lose. Um, but then my lawyers came to me one day and said, look, man, I think you better take this settlement. So I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know about law. I didn't, it was real up there with these guys, these lawyers at. They played a lot of tricks. So, I did. I took the settlement and got away from Don King and went on with my life. So, yeah, that's what happened. My lawyers came back and I felt something suspicious was going on. So I
Mhm.
said, I think I better take this here and get out of here and try to regroup. So I took the settlement, that little settlement. Everybody got their money, and so I went on about I was away from Don King, and it was like a new world to me once I left him. You know.
Yeah, I mean, compared to your peers of the time, I guess your struggle paid off because, like I said, guys like your Thomas, Pinkless Thomas, Dokes, Burbick.
Oh, Pinklin Thomas.
I mean, some of those guys really spiraled. Their lives spiraled downwards. Some
Yeah,
of them
I
went off
fought
the rails.
Pinklin. I fought Pinklin real quick. I fought
Yeah.
him, but I knew he was only in there to for in Don King favor. Don King. There's yeah. So I fought that fight. I was supposed to fight. Is that the fight? Yeah, I fought that fight, but I knew that Pinklin. He was in Pinklin corner. Pinklin won. He won a decision, so I went on with my life with that one too. I just went on with it. We knew what Don was trying to do.
So when you made your comeback in '94, you had a bit of a good run, if I recall. I remember you beat Al Cole, the cruiserweight. You beat Gonzalez, the big Cuban,
Yes,
who
I
at one
knocked him
point was
out.
highly rated. Uh, you had that controversial fight with Mercer, who was riding high at the
Okay.
time because
Yeah.
he'd just given Lennox Lewis a
Hell.
all he could handle. Unfortunately, you didn't get the decision, and you never was able to break back into that title picture. But
Yes.
I remember at the time, the writers, even here in England, were saying, "Look, the Spoon has got skills that most of this new crop don't have." So
Right.
it was a shame we never got to see you against Evander or Lennox.
Yo, those fights I would have to be in good shape. I would have to be strong. They were much stronger. I think my skills were much better. Lennox was taller, determined, and Vander Holyfield was relentless. And I'm older than them guys. See, I'm a little older than them, and I went through a whole lot of stuff. I do believe if I was up and coming boxer and strong, just as strong as them, because I wasn't as strong, but I had the skills. I knew where to hit you, where it could hurt you. And that's what a lot of the old time trainers tell you, hit you around the temple. They teach you to hit them around in the back of the air to hurt somebody, then finish them. These are some of the things that I knew. But and I had a good defense. I wasn't worrying about Lennox's right hand, or I would keep my hands tight. But I heard that his chin was skeptical. So I'm just saying these fights that I would have loved to fight. I'm a little bit older than these guys, but the conditioning and the training, they were stronger than me. I know they were. They were stronger than me. Tyson was stronger. Um, but I look back at it and say, man, if I was lifting weights in really good shape like Evander, it wouldn't take me 3 or 4 rounds to knock them out.
Hmm.
But because they were much better physical body wise, it would have took me longer, and it would have been a much harder. So a lot of boxers today, I keep talking about it. They're lifting weights, they're doing all kind of cardio stuff, and they're adding it all together, and it's benefiting them better now. Like back in the old timers didn't want you to do that. So I don't think I would have. It would have been hard for me to win against Lennox and Tyson and Evander. I would have to be in really, really top. I was older than them. I went through a whole lot. I don't think I would have won those fights because mentally I went through a whole lot with these promoters. And I'm just going to say it, man. I probably wouldn't have been mentally ready for those fights at that time. And I was scheduled to fight him. How about this? Um, Tyson would have fought me anywhere, anytime, any place. His management turned me down. I felt like Superman then. I was like, they turned me down. Tyson didn't turn me down, but his management, I was supposed to fight him, and they turned me down. I couldn't believe it. I'm over here sitting here and like not in the best shape. I don't know why they wouldn't take the fight, but the management didn't. Maybe it's because of the skills and stuff like that. Tyson would have fought me anytime and any place. I felt good about that when they said that Tyson, his team turned me down. I was like, okay. That was like earlier in his career too.
Yeah, well, good reason too. So I've got to ask you about the heavyweight scene. Since your era, I guess since your generation and say that the Holyfield Lewis generation ended, American boxing in particular, the heavyweights, they went off the scene. It seems like the interest got lost. There isn't the investment in the amateur scene, and we don't really see those really well schooled technical heavyweights anymore. It seems to be dominated now by Europeans, Brits for the first time.
Yeah.
A lot of Europeans, Russians, all of those guys. Yeah, I've spoke to Jared Anderson about it. He said what most people say. Most Americans, if you're athletic, they'll do what you started doing. They want to go into football. They want to go into basketball. If they got athletic ability, you got guaranteed, money, guaranteed,
Yes.
college bursaries, all of that. Is that it? And yeah, what can be done to revive this the heavyweight scene in America?
It's so easy too. A lot of the old trainers passed away, and they passed away with their knowledge. And there's still some guys out there like me that was taught it. That's what it is.
Hmm.
That's what it is. And you see it in a lot of look at today's heavyweights. All six of the top heavyweights hit the canvas. I mean uh Tyson Fury, what Dante Wilder, right?
Yeah.
Wilder, Dante Wilder, you name them. Anthony Joshua hit the canvas. A lot of those guys, Dylan White, they hit the canvas, and there's not a lot of good trainers out there. I don't want to talk negative. There's guys like me sitting around that got the knowledge that was passed down where, hey, they won't call me. I was reaching out to a lot of guys. Anthony Joshua could have got saved of a couple of his fights. I got that knowledge. I don't have to be in your corner. You don't have to. So that's what's going on now. A lot of the good trainers, right? They're not around. And the knowledge, there's very few people that they pass it on to. I'm blessed that I was around Georgie Benton and Joe Frazier and Ali and Slim Robinson and a lot of these trainers, Hank Durham, a lot of these trainers, I got the knowledge and then they passed away. Nowadays, you got guys that never fought before in the corner. You got guys that just had amateur careers. You don't have seasoned teachers in their corner. And a lot of fighters are winning and some of them are not. But you definitely wouldn't. They're not teaching defense. If you look, all you see is everybody throwing punches. You don't see somebody, a boxer, relax and sit there in front of you, relax, miss a punch, boom. You see everybody moving and putting their left hand up there all the time. If I had a boxer, if I had a boxer in the ring and the guy keep doing this to him, measuring him with his hands, I tell him to break his elbow. I'll tell him to hit him on his arm or his shoulder so he can hurt his shoulders. Now, only reason why you supposed to leave this out there is only for a split second. You put it over their eyes and drop your right hand in on them. Or if you're left-handed, drop your left hand. So you only supposed to do like boom, bam, not leave it out there. You see those boxers that leave their hands out there? They lack defense, and that's why they do that. They leave their hands out there because when punches get thrown at them, some of them don't know how to, a lot of them don't know how to block. So when you see them guys putting their hands out there, I would never train a guy to leave his hand out there. They following whoever they following to do that. I would tell them to break their elbow, hit them on that elbow each time they do it. But the reason why you do that is to drop your right hand, put it over their high for a split second and drop your right hand. That's what I was taught by the old timers. Now you got everybody putting their hands out there and don't even know why they're doing it. They're just doing it to make it look pretty. But the reason why you do that is to cover their eyes real quick and drop a right hand in and see if you can do it. You do that all during the fight, and you guarantee you'll probably get it through. So you see these guys moving their arms, and to me, that's embarrassing. And I tend to think that they don't know how to, their defense is not that good. Why are they leaving their lead hand out there like that when they could be using it for jabs? Use the jab instead of doing that. Well, you want to look pretty? You want to look pretty? You want to what? Look pretty? That's it. I'm telling you, those guys that leave their arms out there either lack defense, right? They lack defense, or they're doing it to look pretty, and they're not benefiting from it. So that's my opinion on those hands being. And I train somebody, they're not going to do that. They're going to put your hands in front of your eyes for like a split second, drop the right hand. That's it.
What do you make of the current undisputed heavyweight champ, the first we've had since Lance Lewis, Alexander Usyk, the Ukrainian?
Oh, USYK.
Yeah.
Listen,
You like him?
do I like him?
How do you rate
He's
his?
a nice guy, but listen to this. When I was training for fights and I had sparring partners, Mike the Bounty Hunter was one of the best movers that we ever witnessed. Mike the Bounty Hunter. And there was other guys that move a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And what you do with a mover, listen, if I was in somebody's corner against Yusef, I would love to teach them. Because you know what? You go for his body. You go for the closest thing near you. When he does all that movement, hit the closest thing to you. Bam. Don't worry about his head. That's where you're going to mess up. After a couple of rounds, you're going to get Yusef. I wish I was in the corner of somebody going against him. I was sparring Mike the Bounty Hunter, and my trainer, Mike the Bounty Hunter, was one of the best movers. Tyson even got upset with him because he couldn't hit him. I started going to the body all the time. I forgot about the head because you move here, you can't hit that. And this is Yusef. This is big. Or the closest. If I turn my shoulder, hit that shoulder. Don't worry about his head. All that movement don't mean nothing. And you're going to aggravate him after a couple of rounds, and then you're going to be able to hit him in the head. I was taught by the old timers. Everybody trying to hit him in his head. Talking about Yusef, I respect him. Everybody's trying to hit him in his head, and all you got to do, even if Yusef put his arm out here, touch it. Psychologically, you're touching him. See, movers don't want nobody touching them. But if he leave his hand out here, and you touch that in his mind, oh, he touched me. Then you start hitting him to the body. Don't go for the head. Eventually, you're going to get Yusef. I know exactly how to get this guy, and it's easy because I did it with Mike the Bounty Hunter. He took his headgear off. He cussed me out. He cussed my trainer out. So we in the ring, and I'm hitting the Mike the Bounty Hunter, and I'm going to his body. I got the best of him. He took his headgear off, cussed my trainer out, everything, jumped out the ring. Do some research on Mike the Bounty Hunter. He passed away. His son is fighting. He was one of the best movers. He moved better than you said. And we got him. He cussed us out, and that was it, man. We had fun. Okay, I'm not telling you I'm the best, but I was around the best. And Yusef, to me, is an easy fight. I'm telling you. These guys won't call me. There's a couple of other guys that got that knowledge, and I don't even have to be in your corner. Let me be in your camp. I witness all this stuff. We get Yusef is an easy fight, but there's no trainers to assist their fighter and to tell them how to fight because they don't know how to fight movers. I feel comfortable about fighting Yusef, serious. And he's a good guy though. Yusef is a good, he fought for his country. You gotta give him the respect. And I do. I love that guy. But that's easy work. I'm telling you. Easy work.
Fascinating stuff. So, any heavyweights listening, you want to know some old school knowledge? Contact this man. Terrible tip.
Yeah, keep jabbing him to the body. Don't worry about the head. Jab him to the shoulder. If he put his hands out there, hit the hand. Because psychologically, movers don't want you touching them. That's why they move. And they move a lot so they don't get hit. But that's how you get them. You got to get them this big part of their body. And then that's their body. Once you get this is going to be easier to hit. Oh, Shania, get the stuff.
Interesting stuff. And of course, Usyk has been dropped a few times in the amateurs from body shots.
It's
Tim,
on. Come
I,
on,
I,
hurry up. It's getting ready. Come on.
What percent is it on?
Just
sorry,
get the
Tim.
stuff.
Got to ask you about yourself.
Get
You're
me
coming up.
extension cord.
Um, what have you
I'm
been doing?
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, just wanted to turn attention to you. Since you've been retired, yeah, what have you been doing in your life? Have you been still involved in boxing? Been doing other things?
Yeah, I've been raising my daughter. My daughter that's originally from Tottenham. Tottenham. Hold on, let me put this charger on here. Let me see. Come on now. Yeah, there it go. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. What I've been doing is I've been trying to I was focusing on my grandkids and I haven't been around them. I've been traveling. Everything is okay. You all right?
Yeah, yeah, we're
Okay. I've been like focusing. I got 14 grandkids. I've been trying to help raise my little daughter who I brought here from the UK, Shania Isabella Grace London Witherspoon. I brought her here. I've been concentrating on trying to make her life a lot more easier because she's not with her family from the UK. I've been trying to make things like that work. I've been trying to reach out to a lot of the big time boxers to see if they need my help. Perfect. Just trying to be a grandpop and a dad. Because I haven't been around. I've been traveling. I've been fighting. Come get this phone. Um, and everything. So, but I was reaching out to a lot of the boxers for so I can assist them. I don't want to be in the corner and get glory. I don't want everybody to praise me. I just want some of these boxers to win. And I know money is a part of it, but I do know a lot of stuff and I'll be seeing a lot of different things that where I could help. But everybody loyal. They don't they rather be loyal than which is a good thing, but to get somebody in there that could help them. So that's all I've been doing. I've been training these two kids from Bangladesh, Saad and Red. These kids, I've been helping them. My son has a boxing gym about 15 minutes away from here. I let him do his own thing. When I go into his gym, a lot of people just come to me and parents and stuff say, hey, hi, and I'll be teaching and so my son has his own gym, but and I'm just trying to and then love everybody. You know what I'm saying? I love Don King, even though he did the things he did. I don't want to be around him. I don't want to
Mhm.
like be around him and stuff, you know. But if I don't go on with my life, then I'm just gonna sit around crying all the time. Not crying, but all unhappy. I got the rest of my life to live. I got a little bit more. I got time to live. I'm not gonna sit around like Mitch Blood Green. You remember Mitch Blood Green, right?
Of course.
I've been keeping in touch with him, helping him, and everything. And I'm trying to get him to leave Don alone so he can live the rest of his life. He keep talking about Don, this and that. I'm saying, look, we have to live the rest of our life. We have children, we have family, we have people that care about us. Just move on with your life. You know, I've been moved on with my life. So, and I feel a lot better. And when I start saying that I love everybody, even whether they love me or not, that's a positive thing. And once I started doing that about a year and a half ago, I started feeling really good, man. Look, man, I love you, brother. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to argue. Let's try to work these things out. Things have started moving in a positive direction for me. I was kind of like this a long time ago, but now I tell everybody I love them. If I see Don, I'm gonna give him five. Say I love him. I'm gonna go on my life. I don't want to hear about that stuff that happened before. I'm two-time heavyweight champion of the world. I never thought I would make it that far, and here I'm on your show. I'm on your show talking, and it's worth something. So I rather do that. I rather love everybody and hope everybody love me, and to live the rest of my life the way it is now. You know, I wish I could get some more money though. I can get some. We could generate some more money. All these boxers out there, I can help. I don't have to be in your corner. I don't have to even be on your team. Let me come in town and show you some of this old time stuff. You know, and that's the way I am right now. Like I got my daughter, I got my kids. When I got sick, I told you about when I got sick, right?
Yeah, please tell us. We know you had a health
Real
scare
quick.
recently.
Yeah, real quick. I had got up in the morning and I felt the pain in my left side. I felt the pain in my left side and I was coughing and I was like, I felt kind of uncomfortable. So my daughter I had to take her somewhere. And so she said, no, Dad, you sick. She said, let's go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I'm gonna take you to this place first. So we kept arguing back and forth. So she started crying real bad. So I said, okay, let's go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital, and when I went to the hospital, they checked me out, and they checked me out. They took my blood. They started doing this, and then they came back to me, and they got my heart to start feeling better. They gave me all kind of stuff, and then about 4 or 5 hours later, they came back and said, "You're lucky you came in here because you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have been here no longer if you would have stayed home." Or if you were to try to take your daughter to where she was going, they said you wouldn't have made it. And so they found out I had a big blood clot in my lungs, and I had a whole bunch of small ones in my left side of my leg.
Mhm.
And if I would have tried to go, like if I wouldn't have came to that day, I wouldn't be here today. And I want to thank you for having me on your show and everything. And my daughter helped me. So they went and did a major. They took all the blood clots out. They said I can't smoke weed or drink alcohol more for the rest of my life. And they said, and I really wasn't doing it that much then. I wasn't doing just no. And they said that I'm gonna have to be on blood thinner for the rest of my life. So I wanna just thank you for having me on the show and listen and have everybody listening to me. I really appreciate it. But I almost didn't make it, guys. I almost didn't make it like 4 or 5 hours. If I didn't go, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. And I haven't eaten beef or pork for 50 years, and I haven't eaten chicken and fish for 5. But that still doesn't mean that you don't go to your doctor. Go to your doctor at least 3 times a year. See, I'm a herbal guy. I'm a herbal, like herbs and stuff. If I had if I had sickness, only thing I would take is penicillin. But
Mhm.
I was against going to hospital and everything. But now I'm gonna go to the doctors, but I'm gonna still be a herbalist. I'm gonna like take the herbs and that helped me. So I'm here, guys, and thank you for having me on the show. And if you want me to come back,
Tim,
I won't be talking as long as like I know you want to talk, but
Tim,
yeah.
it's been an absolute pleasure. I could talk to you all day about boxing,
Okay.
but Godspeed to your daughter. Was it Shania who took career?
Yeah, you want to talk to Shania?
Yeah, if we could get a quick word with
Come
Shania.
here, Shania, just a quick one. It's from you're from your family over there. Come on. Come on. Shania. Come on. It's just about 10 seconds. Shania, just come on. You're gonna mess me up if you don't. Here she
Tim,
come.
all right,
Come on, Shania.
we,
Just sit
we,
down right here.
I'm not getting my face on it, no.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
You're gonna mess up if you don't.
I'm irritated.
You okay? Sit here. Sit here. He's gonna ask you. This is embarrassing. Come on. Sit down. This is Shania. Yo, Shania, you okay?
Shania.
You okay? She don't want to like being on camera. Shania,
Okay,
stop. You okay? You look beautiful.
No.
Go ahead, ask her.
just want a quick word. Thanks for looking after your dad and making sure he got the help. Did you know that there was something seriously wrong with him and that he had to get to the hospital?
When I was coming back from a school situation, I could tell by the way he was breathing. He was like he wasn't acting normal. I could tell by when he got into the car and we were going back to like home. I could tell that he wasn't okay.
All right. Well, great work, loving daughter. God bless you.
That's now you're gonna ask her. Ask her some more.
I don't want to put her under pressure. She doesn't like being on camera. It's cool.
Well, she's gonna have to start. She's gonna have to start. The next
We'll-
time we do something, she's gonna be on.
we'll let her build up to more of a media persona.
Just
But
look in and say, okay. All right. Look, anytime you want me, just give me a call and we'll work it out, okay?
fabulous, Tim. It's been such a pleasure. Take care of yourself and your family.
Okay.
And I hope we might even see you over there if we pay a visit, or if you can pay a visit to us.
Yeah. But you said you might come over here?
Possibly. I haven't
Okay.
been back to the US for 30 years, so
Wow.
maybe it's about time I paid a visit. So
So I can get you from this number right here?
this is our platform where we do our interviews. But you've got Mark.
Just send me some information. Send me some information so I could every once in a while hit you up and see how you doing, okay?
I will do. All right.
All right.
Tim, you have a great evening now, a great weekend, and God bless. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you very much. I love everybody. Love yourself before you love anything else. Thank you.
Good night.
All right. Good night. Thank you.